Hi, this is a point of sales management system developed in C Sharp. So let me show you guys how this works. Right here I have the different items that we have in this store. So if you click on Apple, you can always come in there, just enter how many bags of apple you want. Meatballs, click in there. Bacon, so you want 3 of those. Mushroom, with 6 packs. Fish, another 6. What about a bag of beans? Maybe 2 of those. Then cheese, 1. And now let's go for some booze. Yeah, you must be alcoholic. Why not? Let's go for wine, maybe enough 5. Whiskey, maybe 6. You must be having a party, and 4 of those. Let's get some lettuce, maybe to keep in shape. Cucumber, there. Carrot, and so on. Once you select all of your products, all you just need to do is to come right in here to total. Click on total and you get the tax, the subtotal, and the overall total. You also get your receipt here. Okay, so what I'll do now is take you guys straight into C# development environment, and we put one of these together. For your information, you can always maybe click on reset if you want. Click on reset and start the next customer as well. So that's the same procedure. But one good thing about this system is if you do not enter data in there, it default back to 0, just like you're saying. Let's say you mistakenly click this and you didn't enter anything there. You see that goes back to 0. So if you come to cucumber, you can enter whatever you want. You made a mistake here, enter whatever you want. So that is how this system works. So let's go into C# and we put one of these together. And let's start a new project. We click on new project. And make sure you select the C# application right there. Select Windows Forms application. Give your project a name. So I'm going to call my CS_POS point of sales. Okay, let me just save that. Click on save. There we go. Now our form is ready. Let's define the size of our form. Let's come right in here and make that 1368 by 730. Let's press enter. That is your form. Now let's go to the tools right here. Click on the tools and let's add group box. We have a group box there, and let's drag it that much right down. Get down to about that, and then maybe we need to copy this group box. Let's copy this very group box. Click on Control, drag it across. Just extend it that much, and there I need 2 more right inside our very group box. Just copy it, paste it in there. Yeah, that's one here, and another one. Copy that. We extend it first. Yeah, about that. Then copy it right there. Now we need some labels in place. One label here, another one here. Let's change the font size of both labels first. Let's change that to about maybe 18, maybe 20. Okay, that's fine. Copy this label. We need that here. Then we also need buttons. Come right here. Add some buttons. We're gonna need a couple of those buttons. Alright, let's speed that up. total is going to be about 28 of those buttons. Okay, so we need some checkbox here and text box right down here somewhere. Text box there. So we're gonna need a couple of those. I'll now speed up the whole process and get back to you guys. Okay, my interface is ready now. So the first thing is, let me just talk you guys through. Here I have buttons right here. These are all buttons, and right here we have checkbox. These are all text box. Okay, checkbox, text box as well. Here that's a rich text box. We have labels here, and all of these are labels as well, so you can see their names there. Okay, I have to speed that up, else it's going to take forever. Alright, so the first thing we want to do now is to come right down here where I have my 3 buttons. I'm going to double click on this very exit button, double click on that, and right there let's declare a variable dialog I exit there, and here I exit, say I exit equals my message box dot show. Okay, and whatever I want it to show, I'm gonna have to enter that in there. Okay, now enter that right in a bracket. Okay, confirm if you want to exit. So that's my message for my end user. Then right there enter a comma, and I will then enter POS, point of sales system there, then another comma, and this time around I'm going to enter another message button. This message button is to check if the user would want to exit or not. Then another message dialog, which is message box icon, the method right there. Press enter, maybe question or information. Let's go for question, so enter your semicolon there. Now let's use an if statement. If, let's put that in bracket, I exit, that is it right there, your variable, equals dialog result dot yes. Okay, now enter your curly braces there. If it's yes, application dot exit, and that is it. So those are the lines of code for exit. So if I want to run it now, let's give that a try and see, and we click on the exit button. There we go. So you can always say no, or you can exit. Okay, confirm if you want to exit. See the question mark there? You can even change it. Let's say it's dot exclamation, this one here. The choice is yours, so you can always try those various methods out. Look on that, that's how the exclamation looks like. Okay, so the choice is yours of whatever you want it to be, information. Let's see. Okay, then click on that. There, that's the information one. So now let's go back to the system, or you can just do what you like, so that's fine. So that's how you write your exit. Now let's continue. The next thing we want to do is to be able to clear or reset our component here. So we have to do that here. Double click on reset button, and right here let's enter the following lines of code. But I think maybe we should, let's create some functions here for reset. Just going to enter reset in there. Yeah, I think that'll make life easy instead of having to type out very long lines of codes. So right in here, I'm going to create a function. Let's enter. Let's go for private void. Copy that and paste it right in there. And let's give our reset function a name. So go for reset textbox and enter my parentheses, then my curly bracket. Okay, that is the function that I'll be calling right here. So in that case, all I would need to do is just call that. If I copy, paste it right in there, enter semicolon, that means I'm calling this very function here. Alright, let's finish up with the function. In that case, let's go for action. What I would like this function to perform is a control dot controls collection right there. Look at it, look at that's the method. Double click on that and enter your greater than sign. Then let's say function equals nil. Now the next thing is, since we have our method name in place, let's say function equals control. That's just a name for it, controls. Alright, then come out here and just enter equals greater than, enter your curly braces again, and right in there enter for each control, for each control in control, that will be controls now. So I'm actually calling these ones. So for each control in control, so what we want to then do is use an if statement to check if control is text box. Okay, if it's text box, what would you like it to do? Then control as text box dot text equals, let's change whatever we have in there to 0, and let's go for else. That'll be the function right there. Enter control dot controls with an S. Where is it? Yeah, right there. Close that. Then right here we need to enter semicolon there, and here this is supposed to be this controls itself. Enter controls there. Then right underneath here, I'm just let's copy this, come right down there, paste that and get rid of these ones here, and that should do it. So from here down here, that's the function. It's a very simple lines of codes. Okay, you can always master that. Now I can copy it and change it to whatever I want. So that's the function. So if I run my program now, because I've already called it here, let's run it and see. And supposing I enter whatever value in there, you can see that, guys. You can just click on reset and there you see that. So that makes life easy for us. Okay, that is fine, but 1 2 3 here, since they, and this one, since they are all individual, we don't need to write too much lines of code for those ones. You can just say LBL subtotal dot text equals there, LBL tax dot text equals LBL total the text equals that as well. That's taken care of. Now let's look at the rich text box right there, this very one, dot clear there. So all of those components are taken care of now. Okay, one other thing we need to do is to be able to, let's disable this text box. I'll copy all of this again. Let me copy this and rename it. Come right down here, paste that there. So let's change the name to enable. There, wrong spelling. There, that's the name. So I'm going to call that as well. So enable text box. Let's copy this here, paste it here. So in here, instead of text box, instead of text, I just say dot enable there equals false there. So that is for the enable. So if I run it, that will disable the text box. So let's paste that method in here. All right, there. Now, so if let me run it so that you guys see what I meant by that. Okay, you see, if I click on that, you see all of the text box are all disabled. I intend to use this to enable it. So I might as well just copy this very function here, and let's go to double click on the form load right there, paste that in there. So when I run the program, it will actually disable all of the text box. Can you see that? And we need to do the same thing for these very ones here. So let's come in here and just copy that again. See, it's very effective. So let's copy it, and I just need to change the object to checkbox. So that is, and there, paste that in there. So that is the checkbox, and here instead of text box we will change that to checkbox. You see that, guys? That makes life easy. See, if you are lazy like me, you can just get by this way, right? So let's call this, we call it in here, paste that there, and we will also call it on the form there. So if I run it now, these are all disabled. Look at it, right? The only bit that will enable it will be these ones. Okay, and that's how I want it. So supposing I get one of these, let's come in here, just to try it out. If I double click on this and I ask it to chk apple dot enable equals true there. Okay, so let's run that. That is for Apple. We're gonna have to do the same thing for the rest. Okay, that's it. You see, Apple is now enabled. So when I click on Apple, Apple will enable this. So, and I can disable it with my reset button there. But check, we need to get that right as well. It's still check. So that means we need to do one more thing. So let's copy this again. Copy, and we'll paste it right underneath here. So that was check. So we call that equals checked, right? So that's for checked. Let's say box, checkbox checked. So that will be the name. So here, take all of this off. Dot checked equals false. Right there. So copy this and come right down here, paste it right in here. So if I run it now, there it's checked and there it's unchecked and disabled. Okay guys, so with that I'm going to call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the second part.